I wanted to start by kind of asking where the idea came from and why you decided to revisit the horror genre, because it's so creepy. It's got all of the things that make me super, can we close that? Super creeped out. It's got the kids singing lullabies, which always, there's something about that that's just inherently creepy. Little kids in costumes, and there's something about people walking down a corridor in a hospital kind of slowly that I also find super creepy.
Good,
so check.
Good.
But so why did you want to kind of revisit it and take on this part of kind of the genre?
Well, this was a script by Pascal Trottier. He's a writer from Toronto, and I loved this script. He brought it to me, and I loved it for all those reasons. Like, it's demonic children and creepy. The ambience of Halloween is always, it's a beautiful time of year, October, and just the central dilemma of this character, right? This young woman who's I recently found out she's pregnant. This is not good news for her. This is bad news for her. So it's an interest to me. I thought, oh, that's the central dilemma of the film. That is, everything points to that. Everything is about that. And what's fun about the movie is that it kind of launches into this kind of classic-y, scary Halloween thing, but always sitting just under it is this kind of central dilemma of what is she going to do about this, and what does she fear about it, and so that, to me, that was the interesting hook for me, and then just having her kind of kicking her way out of this, or her being that brave and that strong and that with that force of mind and that kind of just great sort of survival instincts. It's always, whether it's Sarah Connor or or these other really other iconic kind of female women against the forces of evil. It's always very satisfying.
And what was it about her that kind of appealed to you? I mean, she goes through the emotional ringer, but also the physical ringer, and she's still brave and kicking and fighting back. What was it about the character that really kind of drew you in?
Well, exactly that. She perseveres through the whole thing and finds a way around each issue with a sense of power and strength, while also being vulnerable. She's strong at the same time, and I liked that balance, as well as she's the strong female lead, which I'd never done, and action-y, which I was really excited about. And she evolved with time, and I was really drawn to her originally, but as we shot, she became more and more dear to me. She's a cool girl.
And what was the trickiest part of filming for you? With the action stuff was new to you, kind of what?
I actually really enjoyed all of that stuff. That kind of came semi-naturally in that way, because you have no other choice than to just do it, and to make it as real as possible is just to create this world around you and freak out and do it all, as if it's happening in real time. I really enjoyed that part. The cold was the most challenging, I'd say. It was really cold.
What time, where and what time of year did you film it?
It was November, and we shot just outside of Hamilton at this really beautiful farm. It was just, I'm a wimp when it comes to the cold too, but it was really cold. But it also, those challenging, I'm saying it's the most challenging, but it also contributed, because the cold shivering makes you look scared, and I don't know, it contributed to the atmosphere.
Use what's there.
Exactly. It was good.
And I wanted to talk specifically about the visuals of the film, because I think that's probably even the most unique thing. I mean, kick-ass female, love it to begin with. But was that always a part of the vision when you decided to work on the script and bring it to the screen, or did that kind of come out of?
It kind of evolved a little bit through preparation, and I think the very talented cinematographer Norai Casper, who I worked with on some other things, and possibly it's okay, we were inspired by, we have a beautiful central character in this kind of beautiful angelic costume, so we that grew to say, well, we want the image to be beautiful as well. We want the world to be elegant, because in that time you could say, well, we could shoot it handheld, gritty style, and that's very effective, but we decided, well, let's try to make this world beautiful, even though there's kind of scary things in it. And then, again, channeling her crisis, we thought, okay, well, let's try to enter her nightmares, or let's try to enter her thing. So we wanted the world itself to be familiar, but also be just off and just strange. So we employed this infrared filter in the camera, which kind of reads light in a different way. It kind of it senses temperature rather than I don't know, color spectrum in a different way. So the blue sky becomes black, or green trees become white, and it has this kind of almost Alice in Wonderland, or
otherworldly kind of.
So we just kind of thought it doesn't change it completely, but just enough to make it off.
The other thing that really stood out to me in the film too was the score. That it seems to really kind of in the horror genre, I feel like sometimes that part of it is kind of ignored sometimes, and it's just there. But it really struck me as a part of that. Was that something that you worked on a lot?
Well, thanks for saying that. Yeah, it's the nice thing about this movie, there were a lot of opportunities for score, because it was a movie without a lot of there was not a dialogue-based film.
Right.
It was a kind of sequence-based and a character-based thing. So there was a lot of room for the score to sort of
breathe almost.
Breathe.
Yeah.
And so is a Todor Kobakov, who I'd worked with before on The Husband, came into it and just killed it. So he kind of channeled the singing kids, and kind of had the vocal element, and also Todor is kind of very comfortable. It comes from both a classical and an electronic background, so he was a great fusion of a kind of a very modern sound and a very kind of deeper kind of classical sound. So I think he really had a good time making this music.
So I have him to thank for the creepy singing kids.
Absolutely,
as well.
yeah.
Okay, good to know.
St. Michael's Choir, St. Michael's Kids Choir. Yes.
Oh, amazing.
And they loved it. They Catholic kids being demonic. The best demons are the Catholics.
Makes sense to me. Perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.